Hey y'all, it's Whitney. Welcome back to my channel. So this will be my third attempt at a affordable get ready with me talk through video. So I filmed one, or I filmed two already, and I didn't really like how they came out. So third time's the charm. Hopefully this worked. Just keep in mind, all of these products came from Walmart or Target, and they were either right at or below $10. So this makeup tutorial will be very affordable, and they're all products that you can find right in your backyard. I will have to improvise my techniques just because one thing I couldn't find was a powdered contour, which is typically what I do like for everyday makeup. I don't really cream contour that often unless I'm doing like a bold makeup look or a look for you guys, but it's okay, I will improvise. So let's go ahead and get started. I've already showered and moisturized my face, and I use the Pond's dry skin cream as I have in all of my previous videos. If you have oily skin, I would not suggest this product, but for people who have dry skin or dry combination skin, it's a really good product. So I'm gonna go ahead and prime my face using the e.l.f. hydrating face primer. So I tend to use more hydrating products under my foundation, but they do have more mattifying products within this same line, so just look for them and read the labels when you're shopping. So I'm just gonna put a little dollop in each quadrant of my face and just gently massage that around. Just a quick little note, you don't have to go in the order that I'm going in today's video. I'm gonna do my foundation last this time, but if you want to do your eyes first or do your foundation first, you can do it however you want to do it. These are just little tips and tricks that I'm gonna give you as I go for each aspect of my makeup process. So just take from it what you can use, and what you can't use, don't even worry about it. Alright, so now that I have that all massaged in, I'm going to let that sit for a little while. So the brow product that I'm using is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Brow Pencil, and it's in the shade Brunettes Do It Better. Good. So as you can see, it has a pencil on one end and it has a spoolie on the other end, untouched. So I'm just gonna take the spoolie and comb them in the direction that I want them to go. My brows are really wild right now. Yeah, just lightly kind of draw little hair strokes towards the front. And then continue the same hair stroke motion towards the tail. But I do want my tail to come to a point just a little bit, so I'm just gonna go underneath like this. And then I'll sharpen that when I apply my concealer here in a second. Okay, so now I'm just gonna take my spoolie and I'm just gonna kind of comb that product through a little bit, and then I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other side. And if you overdo your eyebrows or mess up in any way, just remember you're gonna clean it up with some concealer, so don't panic. Now I'm gonna take the e.l.f. It's a clear brow gel, and it looks like this. And I think it's for eyelashes and for eyebrows, but I use both sides for my eyebrows. So I'm just gonna twist the cap off of that. And I'm just going to run that gel through my brow hairs so that they can stay defined and in place. So I'm gonna take the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Warm Honey, and I'm gonna use that to define my brows. Notice I did not talk to you guys at all while I was doing that because I really have to concentrate when I'm carving out my eyebrows, as I believe everyone should. So I'm just going to take this Sonia Kushek brush. I got it from Target. This does not fall, all my brushes, they don't fall within that $10 and under mark, but I will do a video just focusing on brushes and what I spent on my brushes if you guys like to see that. But this brush I got from Target, and it's just a dense flat brush, but it's still kind of fluffy on the end, but it's pretty dense. So I'm just gonna take that and pull that concealer down and just kind of buff the edges beneath my eyebrow. So now that that's all buffed in, I'm gonna zoom you guys back out and we can go ahead and apply our foundation. So the foundation that I am using today is different than what I've used in previous videos. It's the Milani Conceal and Perfect Foundation 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. And this is what the packaging looks like. And I am in the shade Amber. And actually, I think that Amber is just a little bit too light for me, but it's okay. I'm gonna warm that up as we go. I don't know, I don't really know. I don't know which is worse, because I've had some products that were too light so badly that, yeah, I couldn't recover that either. But I'm gonna take my Real Technique sponge and I doused it in water. Like, I made sure it was soaking wet, and then I wrung it out really good, but it's still really squishy. So I'm gonna go ahead and just press this foundation into my skin. And I'm also going to blot a little bit of that over my eyelid so that I can have a nice clean base for my eyeshadow when I get ready to apply it. Sometimes when you use a light concealer over the top, it'll leave like a little halo around your brow. So if you want to just be safe, try just carving out the top of your brows with your foundation so that you don't have to worry about that little halo effect when you're finished with your makeup. I'm gonna just tap my Real Technique sponge into that product. I put it on the back of my hand. So I'm just gonna tap my sponge into that just a little bit and apply just a little bit more here or anywhere that I want some additional coverage. And you don't have to do this much coverage. I just like to have the full-on cake. But if you like more of like a BB cream or like a medium to sheer coverage, then you can just skip that step. Now I am going to take my LA Girl Pro Concealer. This time I'm gonna take this chocolatey color and it is in the shade Mahogany. And I'm gonna use this to add a little bit of warmth back to my face and to even out the brightness of the foundation. And this is totally optional because I know a lot of people don't want to be bothered with cream contouring whatsoever. And if I had an affordable contour powder, I would use probably just that instead of using a cream contour at all at this point. Like, I'd probably just apply foundation, and every product from here on out would be powder products, but I don't want to go outside of the affordable makeup theme, so I am going to use this product to add a little warmth back to the face. And what I'm going to do is, again, put the product on the back of my hand. And I don't always use the back of my hand. Like, I got this out and I'm not even using it, and I usually use it because I don't like to get my hand all dirty when I'm working. But this is a candle lid. So the lid that comes on top of your candles, you can use that as a pan if you want to apply your makeup products to it and you don't want to get your hand dirty. But anyway, just a little DIY tip. So I'm just gonna take that product onto a flat BH Cosmetics brush, and it's a concealer brush. And I'm just going to do one little tick mark, just like that, like that. And then also around the parameters of my face. I'm being real careful and being very light-handed with this product because a little bit goes a really long way. Because aside from looking ghostly, you don't want to look muddy either. That is not cute at all. So I'm just also going to apply that here under my jawline. Kind of chisel my jaws a little bit. And again, this step is really extra and definitely optional. So I'm just gonna take that same sponge and blend that product out. I'm trying not to bring it too far down. If you notice, I'm just blending kind of backwards and up the side of my face. And it may take a second, but you keep blending until you don't see that harsh line anymore, until it just looks like a warm contour. You keep blending and keep your keep your sponge very concentrated in that same spot. Let me move my hair so you can see. Keep your sponge concentrated in that same spot, because again, you do not want to look muddy. And just lightly bring it up the temple. And then under the chin, same thing. You're not gonna bring it up. You may bring it back to the earlobe just a little bit. But again, you're just gonna keep pressing that right where it is. Okay, so I'm gonna show you an example of a little bit of a mistake that you don't have to panic about. See how I kind of, maybe I was talking and wasn't concentrating, but see how I kind of brought that a little too far down? I'm gonna show you how I fix that once we set the face. I don't know, next time I straighten my hair, which I anticipate it being rather soon, I am going to pay attention to what I do to preserve my edges and yet still keep my face and the parameters of my face clean. And maybe I can get back with you guys on a little tip about that. And I am going to set it using the Milani translucent setting powder in medium to deep. This is what the packaging looks like. And this is about how much comes in there. Yeah, that's kind of how it looks on the top. Now, this was the most expensive drugstore product that I purchased. This was right at $10. And what I will tell you is I'm gonna use this duo fiber. It has like stain from blush on the end of it, but this is not blush. I actually dusted it off really well, but I'm gonna use this duo fiber brush to kind of set my entire face. So I'm just gonna dip it into my powder. And I'm just gonna kind of press it, stipple it into my face. And I'm gonna use this powder all over because, like I said, I do not have a affordable contour shade. So I'm gonna use this to set every aspect of my face. So let me tell you something about setting powders. There is a setting powder that Walmart has, and a lot of drugstores carry this product as well, and it is called the Airspun powder. And the thing about Airspun is it's like it's a translucent powder. And the reason I couldn't use that is because I have a medium to deep complexion, and I just find that translucent powders on my face do not do well at all. Like, I just don't, it gives me a very like white cast all over my face, and it has so much flashback, and I just can't do it. So I have to use something that has some levels to it. Like the Derma blend that I use, they have a translucent, they have a neutral shade that's more of like a pinky light color, and then they have this warm medium to deep shade. Like this Milani is actually very, very similar to my Derma blend, and I like it a lot. I mean, I'll still probably invest in the Derma blend because it lasts me so long. Like the Milani is a lot less product, like half of that, which is probably why it's half the price. But as far as like the quality, I think the Milani product is equally as good as the Derma blend product. I can go ahead and move on to eyeshadow at this point. Hair in my eye. So for eyeshadow, before I even put any on my lid, I'm gonna take this Makeup Shack brush. It's the T34 brush, and it looks like this. It's like a little oval shaped brush, and I actually washed it today, so it's even more fluffier than it looks typically, but it's actually kind of more on the, it was more on the dense side when I bought it, but I really love this brush. I've found so many good uses for it, and the Makeup Shack's brushes are actually quite affordable. I don't know the pricing of the ones I'm using today off the top of my head, but again, I can do a tutorial or just kind of like a little informative video about the brushes I use and how much I invested in them. But I'm gonna basically dip that brush into my Milani powder, and I'm gonna pack it just under my eye like that. And the reason I'm doing this is because anytime I do shadows after foundation, I need something to catch the fallout. All right, so now that we got that there, let's go ahead and do the eyes. I am going to start by highlighting my brow bone, and I found this makeup eyeshadow palette. It's by e.l.f. This is the Golden Goddess Quad, and they did have some others. I don't remember the names of those, but they had about 3 of these. I'm gonna use this Makeup Shack brush, and this brush is the T63 brush, and it is like a mini blending brush. And this is what the fibers of it looks like, and it's just tiny, and it's kind of fluffy. I guess it's as fluffy as it could be to be as small as it is. But anyway, I'm just gonna dip into this top color right here, and I'm gonna apply that just under my brow bone. Kind of in sort of like a windshield wiper kind of motion. And you determine the intensity of your eyeshadow. So if I want it a little more intense, I just keep dipping and tapping the excess off and just keep applying. Oops, sorry, I went out of focus. There we go. And I just keep applying where I want it to be. And as my transition shade, because I want it to be kind of warm, and I guess this is shimmery too. Yeah, I want it to be kind of warm. I'm just gonna use this Baked Terracotta eyeshadow by Nika K. And I actually found this eyeshadow at my beauty supply store. And I'm gonna keep my brush more up towards that copper and that orange color. But yeah, I found this at my beauty supply store, and I thought it was so cute. And usually baked products apply really well, like they're pretty pigmented. So I'm just gonna dip into that And I'm gonna concentrate my brush kind of low on the lid. Keep it low. You're just gonna kind of sweep that across like that, making sure it kind of blends up and just barely touches the edge of the highlighted color. Okay, we're gonna dip back into that e.l.f. palette, and I'm going to use this shade here. Sometimes you'll see me use like a flat shader brush to pack most of my eyelid colors on, but I'm actually going to use another blending brush to do so, just because I want to layer it up and I want it to look nice and blended into the colors that we've already laid down. So I'm just going to dip into that color and tap the excess off. And again, just staying right on the lid area below the crease. I'm gonna gently sweep that onto the lid. Not all the way, I'm just going from like the inner corner halfway over. And I'm going to also, I'm looking at my Maybelline. I have a Maybelline Blushed Nudes palette here. And I keep looking at it because I just want to find a reason to use it. So I'm going to take that same little brush that I used for my brow bone highlight. And I'm going to dip into this shade right here. This kind of pearl shade. And I'm going to use that to highlight my inner corner. Black is a little harsh for the look that I'm going for, so instead I'm going to use the Maybelline Eye Studio Gel Liner in Espresso. I'm going to use this BH Cosmetics angled brush, and any angled brush will do. And staying really close to my lash line because I don't want it to be a thick wing or anything like that. I'm just gonna smudge that onto the top. And you can make it a little thicker towards the outer corner. And then towards the inside. Where you going? Where are you going, Devin? Yeah, my husband think he grown. Okay. So like I said before, I'm gonna take that little brush with this brown shade inside of the e.l.f. palette. So I'm just gonna dip into that. I really hope I don't regret this, y'all, but this is how makeup is. It's very trial and error, so I'm no different than everyone else. I make a ton of mistakes all the time. I actually have a video that I will either put out before or after this one where I really messed up some blue eyeshadow, but I kept going, and I actually kept going on camera just so you guys could see how real it is, like how you have to just wiggle yourself out of a crazy situation sometimes. And I feel like I lost that goldish color on the lid just a little bit. So to intensify it, I'm just going to dip my finger in and see if packing it on the lid that way will give me a little bit more intensity. So now I'm gonna just take that little bitty blending brush, and this time just to the edges, because I want that middle part to be intense like it is right now. I'm just gonna blend that up and out just a little. My lashes, the Ardell Faux Mink Wispy Lashes. I'm going to first apply my glue, and I use the Duo Lash Glue in dark. So I use the black one. They do have one that's clear that you can use. It goes on white and it dries clear, but I use this one. But now that the glue has been applied, I want it to get tacky. So I just sit them to the side on a napkin, and I am going to apply my mascara, and I'm gonna use the L'Oreal Voluminous Mascara in Carbon Black. And I'm just gonna look down into a mirror and apply them to the center first, then to the outer corner, then to the inner corner, which is the hardest part in my opinion, is the inner corner. And I'm gonna kind of pinch them into place so they blend with mine. And I'm gonna kind of just curl them upward. Good. I'm gonna have to erase the footage on this one, because this one just acted a straight fool in front of company. Like, I can't even get that inner corner to lay down. All right. So now that we have our lashes on, I'm just going to, let me reinforce that inner corner highlight, because that eyelash just tried to fight me. And put that back like it was. Whew, that one just did not want to go. Okay, so I'm going to take that brush. Remember when we applied our powder under the face? So some of it has settled in a little bit, but I'm gonna take the brush that I applied it with. I'm just gonna kind of dust it off, because we don't need any more powder. And I am just gonna sweep what's left of the powder off from underneath. And remember that area down below where I said we got a little muddy? I didn't mention this to you guys, but basically when I powdered all over, it kind of erased, you know, some of that extraness down below. So it doesn't look quite as muddy. And actually, just to be absolutely sure that we out of the mud, I'm gonna take a little bit more of that powder, and I'm just gonna cut underneath the cheek on this side like that. Might as well do it on the other side since I even bothered to do it. Cut underneath the cheek. Then I'm gonna take my duo fiber brush and just dust it away. Now we're going to move on to our highlighter. And for highlight, I purchased, we'll see if I'll continue to use it. It's the e.l.f. highlighter in Apricot Glow. I'm also going to apply a little bit to the temple. And to the tip of my nose. But I want to use some blush today because blush is cute. And I think I'm going to use this one, which is the, I think I'm going to use this one, which is the Milani Baked Blush. And this is what it looks like. Kind of like a little dome, like most baked product. I don't know the shade, guys, I'm sorry. But anyway, it looks like this. And yeah, I hate that I don't know the shade for you guys. But I'm gonna use that duo fiber brush. I'm just gonna dab into it like that. And just apply it to the apples of my cheeks. This also has a little bit of a sheen to it, so it blends right into that highlight and kind of intensifies the highlight a little bit. And to line my lips, I'm going to use the NYX lip liner in Auburn. Did I tell you guys the shade is Auburn? I can't remember. That's bad. I literally just said it. But anyway, again, the star of the show for me and my favorite product that I've purchased within the past week or so from the drugstore is the Milani Amore Shine Lip Gloss. This is what it looks like. And it is in the shade Tenderness. Like, I hate when companies will have all these different shades and then you put them on your lips and they all pan out to be clear. But anyway, we're not even gonna focus on the negative right now because are you seeing this? Like, beautiful. So pretty. Again, it is so creamy. It feels so good on the lips. I'm gonna tell you right now, this was like $7 and some change, but it was like the best $7 I've ever spent. So lastly, I am going to set my makeup, and I am going to use the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set, and this is what it looks like. And yeah, so this is the finished look, guys. I apologize, the lighting got just a little worse and worse as we went along, but it is a very gloomy and rainy day here in Atlanta, and I had to just use my overhead light with the combination of dull window lighting to get a video out to you guys. But I am really pleased with how this video turned out. I feel like it went really smooth. I hope I was very descriptive about all the products. I hope that you guys can find use and get the same results or even better results than I did. Just remember, makeup is fun and there's no pressure, and you might make mistakes, and that's okay. Like, you just keep going. You can add, you can take away from anything that I did today, but I hope this was very helpful. I hope this look is wearable enough for you guys, and I hope that it will make your process a little bit easier with using some of the tips and tricks I've shared in this video. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment down below. Please give me some feedback, guys. I want to know what you guys would like to see next. I have done one hair tutorial. I'm about to upload another one. If you like to see more hair tutorials, if you like to see more makeup tutorials, if you have any drugstore products or high-end products, may take a second on the high-end products because you know I am paying for this with my own coins. This is not a sponsored channel. But if you have any products that you would like for me to try for you or any reviews that you would like for me to do on products, just let me know. I would love any reason to go out and buy more makeups. Also, make sure to subscribe and click the bell. I think it's gonna be on this side of your screen so that you can be notified when I post my next video and future videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.